we have a comment here from Alex. He says, how do I get paid to watch this video?
Yeah, exactly. So let's say we've applied to get our creator token, right? So let's say we get our creator token, and one of the perks that we give to one of the features of the coin is that if you're subscribed to our Patreon, you get a certain number of coins, and the views that we get on the video, a percentage of the profits of that is redistributed to the people who own the coin. Well, then not only if you're adding your view to the video, do you incrementally increase the value of your token, telling other people about it also increases the
or helping the content be more interesting with your interaction, your participating will lead to other people wanting to watch it as well, which will lead you getting your dividend, your share increase.
Exactly. And so,
oh boy, right. People.
Now, this is not pie in the sky. There are people right now doing this.
We're getting
right
a token.
Now. Yeah, they're doing it, and they're participating. And I think I said in one of the previous videos that I bought a bunch of tokens on Rally to just see what the communities are like, and then it went up like 30% in value over 2-3 weeks. Well, the other day it jumped up in value another 43%. All the tokens all of a sudden, so now I'm near 100% profit on these tokens that I wasn't even buying for the purpose of selling them. I just wanted to be to experiment and be part of these communities, and it's increased faster than I thought. Like, I thought this is something that's not, in 5 years you're gonna have to, when Elon Musk releases his Neuralink, then this will be. It's right now. It's happening. Right now it's happening.
I remember when Patreon got released.
Right.
Creators went overnight getting peanuts from YouTube.
That's exactly.
To getting what 500 times what they were getting from YouTube.
Peter, Patreon is a few years old. Patreon's a baby. Jack Conte, the guy who made the platform, I was watching his music videos just a few years ago, and now people go, "Oh, of course I'm on Patreon." OnlyFans is even newer than that. This idea of being monetizing what you love to do, this excuse of, there's no point in doing that. You'll never get paid. There's no job in that. That's over. That's what someone who with no ambition and no creativity says, right? It was true 50 years ago, but it wasn't even true when we were in school. It wasn't even true then.
And that's even easier.
Yeah. And so now it's just and because it's a network effect, it's getting exponentially easier. 20 steps exponential, twice around the world. It's happening so much faster. It's blazing speed that's happening. Insane. Peter, I was taking a look at a thing today on Real Vision about this tokenization in recruitment. And so there's a recruitment firm that started. They were having this huge difficulty that people are applying for jobs and they're lying on their CVs, right? Or they're embellishing things, or they're omitting some stuff. Even for executive jobs, they have to go and vet their entire history, like they're the vice president, because they got to suss out what's real or not. Well, imagine if you were tokenized in such a way that the information was tokenized, and it wasn't just your educational history that was stored in this token, but all the things that you did. So you wouldn't have to prove that you're a good video editor. The information that you've made 200 videos on YouTube is tied to it.
Wow.
And all the interaction. So that means that the CV becomes antiquated. You'd have this token that represents you that makes LinkedIn look like a business card. It's actually a token that's like, okay, I don't even need to prove that I can do these things. This token says that this can. There's a recruitment token that says that I can. This is happening now.
I'm very excited about it. Even just my experiences over the last year or so have been very interesting. Like, for example, I've learned, so when you're talking, what I'm seeing is that at some point, like every painting that you draw, every picture that you take, every book that you write, every short story, in some ways will be monetizable, okay? Maybe you're not gonna make some great living off of it, but you'll be able to put it into some network or something that will benefit you. What I'm seeing already, and what I've been surprised at, is that, for example, there's people who take pictures. They love taking pictures, all right? How many photographers are there Okay, you think, how are you going to make a living being a photographer? There's just so many of them. Okay, these people, they take their pictures. They already have a bunch of pictures, hundreds of pictures on their hard drives. So they upload it to a merch site or whatever. They put the picture on a cup. They put the picture on a T-shirt, and they just leave it there, and then they get paid hundreds of dollars, sometimes a month, for just these pictures that they just put online. Sure, not all their pictures sell, but because they have hundreds, only a few of them need to sell, and then they're getting this money. And they're like, I just took the pictures off my hard drive that were just sitting there, and I put them on here. I went on Fiverr. I had to try to find a way to buy a car. And I'm spending all this time trying to figure out to buy a used car, what's a good car, whatever. I go on Fiverr, and there's two guys, okay? One looks fishy, so I went with the other one. There's only one option. But this guy, he's a car enthusiast. He's not a mechanic. He's not an auto salesman. He's just an enthusiast who says, I'm enthusiastic about cars. I can tell you, I can suggest what cars for you to buy. You just give me the sites that you're looking at. I will peruse the site. I will give you 3 suggestions. And he gave me this whole Excel spreadsheet that had this chart, and I paid him for it. And I was like, this guy, I just paid this guy money to go find me a used car to buy. If you're like an enthusiast out there who just who has an interest in something, there's somebody else out there who needs your interest. You've already committed the time and energy to it. It's stored there. And in the past, it might be difficult for you to, am I supposed to get a page in the yellow pages? I got to get a brick and mortar store. I got to get some license. No, it's just like, I can offer this. The other day, I was like, I want to create a graphic novel. Right, I heard Robert Kirkman. He's a writer. He paired with an artist. He's able to do a graphic novel. Like, I'd like to do a type of graphic novel. You can go on Fiverr. You have great artists who, for them, drawing something is effortless. They're like, yeah, I'll draw you pages. It's $25 a page or whatever they're charging, depending on the complexity of it. You're like, oh, if I wanted to create a graphic novel, all I have to do is write the story, and then somebody else will do all the images. Exactly. And that's now. That's not tokenization world. That's like what you can do today. It's absolutely phenomenal what you can get done if you start using your imagination and also experiencing the world, like gaining awareness and experiencing the world, so that you know what's out there you're missing. You have, and this is true for me and you, Tom, and everybody who's watching, you have no idea the limit of what you can create out there. You have no clue. Every day I'm discovering more and more things. Every day I'm just so shocked at how people can make a living doing this or make a living doing that. It's absolutely crazy. And the importance of having a side hustle goes well beyond being able to earn a living. It goes well beyond just a job you're going to do. It's mental health. We have a severe mental health crisis in this part of the world. All right. It's because part of it is because people are living a life without purpose, without meaning, and not doing things that they value at all. I remember sitting in a cubicle, typing on my keyboard, writing reports and answering calls. And it would have been fine to do that for something that was worthwhile, but it was just totally monkey work. If you care about your mental health, if you care about how you feel in life, then a side hustle is a great way. It's an excuse to exercise your creativity. It's an excuse to practice all the things that we talk about, to put in practice all the things we talk about with your mind and with your heart. And then it can also have this consequence of making your life more enriching, specifically when it comes to finance. How people can stand not having a side hustle, Tom.
Yeah.
How they could stand. How can you hear the stories of people browsing on Instagram and on YouTube, watching people? I watch a guy, he's reviewing cell phones. And now he's got a great company, 1 million plus subscribers. He's on the news giving interviews about the newest phones. And you're like, this guy is he just started out reviewing. It's not like he got phones and reviewed them. He reviewed his own phone and borrowed his friends' phones in order to do this. This was like 10 years ago. And now he's still doing the work. And he's like, he took his hobby, he's just obsessed with phones, and he started reviewing them. How can you stand that other people are making thousands of dollars a month reviewing phones, doing something they enjoy, and you're not doing it? How dare you not have a side hustle? It's mandatory. Okay. I used to think some people have the entrepreneurial spirit and some people don't. And now I'm totally wrong. I think most people would have an entrepreneurial spirit. They just don't feel like they can in this world. They've been programmed to think something differently. I think most of history, human beings were entrepreneurial. I think most of history, you're entrepreneurial, and then now we've gone into this zombie state where people are not engaging with the entrepreneurial spirit. Folks, that's what we need in the society.
For most of history, or as history has gone on, the space between an idea and the ability to execute idea has been getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That's what technological innovation and creativity does. And so, if you wanted to build a house before, you'd have to know how to make your own nails and cut down your own trees and make your own slats and all that sort of thing. And so, but now, with some YouTube videos, some Instagram accounts, and some extra money for Renault Depot, you can learn architecture. Like you could learn, construction. You can learn how to do that. Peter, the things people have learned how to. You ever scroll through TikTok or YouTube and you're like, you learn how to do this? How? You learn how to do this just because you were watching videos and you tried it out?
Unreal. Yeah.
So it's like it's brilliant. The space between ability or idea and technology is smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's just getting smaller still. So the excuse now of like, oh, it's what so in Tolkien lore, in Lord of the Rings lore.
Here we go.
Yeah, we know about the elves who have that a type of magic, and then you have Sauron and the ring and the orcs and all that sort of thing. And the commentary that Tolkien was trying to make was that Sauron was using the ring, using technology, because it was actually this technology that he learned how to create in order to control, to have power over the world. Whereas the elves use the exact same technology in order to facilitate their daily life, to enhance the things that they were doing. They weren't trying to have control; they were trying to live in harmony with those around them. And one of my favorite scenes is Samwise Gamgee, one of the hobbits, goes up to talks to one of the elves in Lothlorien and says, is this rope I think this is this rope magic. I forget exactly what it is, because is this rope magic? And they're like, magic, I'm not sure what you mean. He's like, well, it does all this amazing things, and it must be magic. They're like, no, that's just like a technique of how to weave. Like, I wish you told me that you were interested in that sort of thing. I could have told you how to do it. And he's like, oh my God. And I always love that distinction, that technology is that's double-edged sword that can be used to empower someone, or to take power over someone else. And so
that's the part I like. I like the taking power over people. That seems that's my jam. I really like that.
So we have
Sam says, just before you go on, Sam says, yes, y'all are so inspiring. Oh, thank you so much, Samantha Barley, self-discovery life coach.
I tell my stepkids, they'll complain about being bored or not be able to do a certain thing or whatever, or they have a question. I go, did you not look it up online? Did you not use your phone in order to do it? And I go, no. I go, they love Harry Potter. And I go, Harry Potter's wand. Imagine you had Harry Potter's wand, or a wizard's wand, and they have to study. They can't just use the wand. They have to study the spells and how to do it. And if they do it wrong, bad things happen, or it doesn't work at all. Or if they do it right, it can be really powerful. And I go, this phone you have, this computer you have, is exactly the same thing. It has access to infinite information and allows you to do anything that you could set your mind to, but you have to learn how to use it. And when you sit around going, oh, I'm bored, or I don't want to do it, it's as if you had a magic wand and you're a wizard and you're like, I guess I'll learn how to use it later on. Like this idea that you wouldn't use the magic wand. And people think to themselves, oh, if I had a magic wand, I'd do this. And then they sit around, binging 8 episodes of something on TV, never using the magic box that they have in front of them. It blows my mind. We have magic. We have the closest thing to magic we have ever had on this planet. And the excuse of not doing something is criminal. I mean, shoot yourself.
Right now, what we're talking about is optional to some degree. Mm-hmm. But what folks don't realize is that in a few years, maybe it's 10, maybe it's 5, it's not going to be optional.
That's right.
You're going to have to do something like this, or you're going to be working for some mega corporation, destroying your soul. You know, you want to be an Amazon worker, because the world's going to be divided between Amazon and Walmart workers, and then the rest of us, you know, living our dreams. It's I want to make that point, because I don't want people to hear this and go, maybe later. Like, the urgency has got to be in you right now, because the world is going to be divided between the haves and the have-nots. And when I say haves, I don't mean the material possessions. I mean those people who are living a life that they want to live, and people are living a life because they have to. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be in that club. I don't want you to be in that club. You know, I don't want that world for you. Subscribe to us on YouTube. It really helps us grow, helps other people find us, and hit that little bell so that you know when we go live or when we upload a video. We're doing it very often. Go over right now. You're going to see there's a ton of content for you to peruse. Jumpstart is a series. We call it a digital salon with Tom Hartman, marketer and programmer, and Peter, just some dude, entrepreneur and comedian, motivational speaker here. And we want to give you edifying conversations, right? Instead of sitting down in a boring class where you're just going to be listening to lectures, this is an opportunity for you to listen to a conversation that will improve your life, that will help you to jumpstart things, whether it's in business or your personal experience. And that is organic. Money. And you can make some money. Yeah. And interact with us. We love your interactions. We read all your comments. Anything that's appropriate, we'll put it up on the screen, of course. And if you have any comments or questions, please message us. If you want to support what we're doing, head over to patreon.com/happyforachange. For as little as $5 a month, you can support us. At $5, you'll even get access to our Telegram group, where we have text chat and voice group chats. So if you want to be a part of that process, you want to ask us questions, if you want us in your pocket to stay motivated, get information, ask any question that you want, right? You're trying to should I make a website? How should I do? I'm a social media influencer. How can I get followers? Whatever it is that comes to mind. How do I stay motivated? How do I get off my butt and get stuff done? You can put us in your pocket with our Telegram group. It's the Jumpstart Live.